Also, Loki came out. Was it this week? I guess the week of June 10th, June
Mm-hmm.
something 9th.
June 9th.
First episode.
Comes out on Wednesdays now.
Yeah, it comes out on Wednesdays, right? So
Mhm.
first episode, kick it off. What do you guys think?
It's good. Good.
So good.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
I don't know how
One
they're
of-
doing these movie quality TV shows, but it's great.
Because they got that Disney money, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney money. Yeah, it was pretty well done. I think of course I haven't seen a lot of these movies, so I missed a lot of context. All I know.
Mhm.
So is this what happened at the beginning where Loki escaped? Was that at the end of some movie?
It is not at the end. It's in the middle of not Infinity War, Endgame. So the last Avengers movie.
Okay.
They're traveling in time and picking up the Infinity Stones from different points in time, and like this happens in the middle of that. Which in the movie, it's happening during the first Avengers movie.
I see. So he does escape. So in the movie, he does escape and he does disappear.
In the movie of Endgame, yes.
It's very
In-
subtle though. It's like you could miss it.
In the sacred timeline, as they say, he does not escape.
So what is this? So is the show Loki on the sacred timeline, or is that something else entirely?
Something it's where time doesn't exist. The null time zone.
No, but he
Whoa.
does escape somewhere else, right? So he takes the
yeah,
the
he
block.
just escapes to another. So what happens is he escapes to another point in time or another place on Earth, but because he escaped and didn't get captured like he's supposed to, he created a branch timeline,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
what's going on.
So yeah, so I would like to point out that like whatever infomercial commercial cartoon that they showed at the
Mhm.
at the lobby that explained how the timelines work was actually kind of informational for me as a newcomer into the world. It's like, oh, that's cool. That's the police. You messed up. You go out of your timeline. You go back into where you belong, or get erased from the timeline entirely. So that was pretty sweet. Was that
They explained that in Endgame actually too.
okay?
Where
you do?
like
Okay.
if you leave, if you don't put things back in their spot where they're supposed to be, it creates a branch timeline.
Mhm.
So
And
it was there for you.
gotcha. It was,
Just
yeah, for me.
standard
Yeah, I figured
time
because it was a
travel movie
cartoon, so
stuff.
I was like, okay, yeah, it was like we cannot waste time with actors. Let's draw a cartoon. It would be good.
It was like the
and I had a-
Jetsons.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I had a question about the three timekeepers?
Mhm.
Are those a thing in the movie as well, or is
No,
it just in
that's-
this
this is new.
universe?
Well,
Okay.
it is in this universe. Everything's the MCU now.
Sorry, not this universe, but in this show, in this.
Yeah,
context
this
of
is the
show.
first reference.
Okay, cool, nice. I'm excited about that because it kind of sounds pretty ominous. Why 3? Why not 2? Why not 1?
Yeah, so like they're starting to do like deep cuts Marvel stuff. Like you need to know Marvel to like, and this is where like the edge of my knowledge starts coming in because I don't know like all this stuff. Like I know, but I don't know kind of thing, you know?
Oh,
You know?
man, I was gonna ask
Nah,
you
man.
some questions.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
man.
can
I was
ask
looking
and I can
forward
try
to
to
some-
explain it.
Gotta go hit the books, man.
You know, maybe I did before this episode. You don't know. Test me. Test me, motherfucker.
Oh, man.
But it's really cool. You mentioned earlier like you weren't super excited about it. You're kind of like meh, but like the repercussions of the show. One, Kevin Feige already said that this is going to be the biggest Marvel show that they have. That has the most effects in the world in the MCU. So that's exciting. And then it makes more sense when you consider what the show is about, right? Because you're talking about the time variant, whatever it's called, TVA. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Agency, time
Yeah.
variance agency, right? So
Mhm.
they're the ones that keep the timelines intact, right?
Yes.
But we already know that the next Doctor Strange movie is Multiverse of Madness. We already know Spider-Man is doing some kind of multiverse thing. And we know that Ant-Man and the Wasp, the next one is called Quantumania, that also has one King the Conqueror and time traveling. So like 3 movies coming up that all deal with time traveling and multiverses. So something's gonna happen to the TVA here, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what you're getting to.
So the reason why I was like sending all those yawn emojis is because for me, like stuff that deals with time travel, it's like usually it has to be done really well, And if it's not done really well, it kind of leaves a lot of holes. And it's like, how does this work? And then the other issue with time travel is that if there's time travel, that means there's like everything's already set in stone, right? There's a destiny, and that path is already carved, right? No matter what. And they touched a little bit on the beginning of the show, like everybody's path is already carved. There's already a path for everybody. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. So it gives you a sense of hopelessness, right? And that's why I have a problem with shows that deal with time travel, because
it
there's
doesn't, right?
It
Because
doesn't.
right, because they're explaining that if you don't do what you're supposed to, it creates branches.
Yeah,
that
somebody
starts
will whack
creating.
you back into it.
What if they're not there though?
Oh, okay, maybe. Look,
Because they're starting to kill. See, like this is why it's exciting, because they're showing you the destruction of the TVA, which may or may not happen. I don't know, but considering that there's all these multiverse movies coming out, it's like, where are they doing those movies, huh? Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's my issue with time travel. It's kind of hard to like it. Everything is said. Everything happens for a reason, and everything is already supposed to happen. Because if you can travel to the past, you can travel to the future. So, and that traveling is what is already supposed to happen, right? So I don't know. It's confusing.
you want to hear a theory that blows your mind?
All right, what's up?
Because they've been talking about this since the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So if you guys look at the shield that not Bucky has, that the Falcon has, or I'm gonna call him Falcon because that's how I remember his name.
That's his name.
His shield is not the same shield that Steve Rogers went into the past with.
Oh.
So the theory out there is that Captain America went into the future where the Falcon is the Captain America and brought that shield back, so that when he says this is your shield, like when he's like, when Falcon is like, oh, this feels like somebody else's, and he says no, it's yours, it's because it's actually his from the future. Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? Like it's confusing because he went to the future to grab his shield and then give it back. So that loop always happened if time is to travel in the way that we think, right? So that's why it's not really like, it's like a loop, and it gets super confusing to talk about. But if you just ignore that, fine, it's his shield. But that's cool though. That's cool. I don't want to like rain on your parade. That's just my personal.
I'm just saying, time travel.
I don't like
weird, man.
Yeah, exactly. Time travel is weird, and I don't like it.
Makes me feel weird.
Yeah, makes me feel confused. I don't like feeling dumb. But one other thing, the detective. I like the actor is pretty cool. He's funny. His name is Mobius, right? And was that a reference to like Mobius strip? You guys know what that is?
You know it.
Yeah, yeah. Was it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes up a couple of times in Marvel.
Time looping on itself. Oh snap!
Yeah.
I was like, you
in
guys
the
are
first
clever.
movie, in the Iron Man
does
movie.
it?
Well,
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's the first Iron Man movie, but one of the Iron Man movies, he uses the Mobius, the shape, to do something. I forget what, but it comes up.
Okay, cool. I just caught it on this guy. I was like, oh, the guy's named Mobius. I wonder if it's because of the time thing, or like the looping thing.
It definitely comes out in in Endgame when he's trying to figure out how time travel works.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's all like, "Look, it's a Mobius strip!" Ooh, you know.
Okay, cool. I hate time travel. That's just me. But hey, I think just on the detective thing that you guys were talking about, detective story, I think that alone, and actually Loki, the actor, his character is pretty cool too. He's funny. And
man, I felt it when he was crying, when he's like showing him dying and like his mom dying. I was like, "It's okay."
Yeah, so that's another thing, right? Is this another attempt at Disney trying to make us look at the bad guy and feel bad for the bad guy, kind of like they did with Cruella?
No, because in the sequence of the show, Loki is more like an anti-hero than a villain. So it's already set up. It's already a set precedent that he's a good guy, but not really. He's like the Punisher.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not a good guy.
Around.
But
he's not a villain, but he's not a good guy either. He's like, I play both sides, and hopefully I come out on top.
Gotcha. But we saw his features, so yikes, boy.
I mean, we saw his presence because it happened in the movie.
For me, this is all new, man. It's all new.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Well, watch it. It's good. I think it's worth watching. It's definitely.
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes of credits at the end. Don't watch those.
Or do, because they sometimes sneak in little after credit scenes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. It's like 10 minutes of credits. It's like, Jesus. Fine.
10 minutes or just the translations too.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys are done with that,